Welcome to the No Budget Indie Film Cast, where we dip into the independent film universe to highlight those little films that you might not have heard about elsewhere. What we have today is a very special episode, and it is our No Budget Award Show. Woo! So, since we started doing this, we have reviewed a total of 34 films, and we are going to have some fun here and do an award show of them. Okay, first in our introductions, I am Milo Dennison. Joining me, as always, are my excellent co-hosts, Claire Milan.
Hello.
And Cathal Feeney.
Hello.
All right. So, of our No Budget Independent Film Award show, the first category we are going to go into is what, Claire Milan?
The first category we're going to go into is Best Documentary. So, who's going first?
Well, you're going first.
I'll go first.
So you gave like the 3-2-1 here, 3-2-1. So.
3-2-1. Okay, take two. So we're actually going to start with Best Documentary. So at number 3, it's for my choice. It's The Life Exotic. Number 2, The Death of Kevin Carter. And number 1, my favorite documentary of the No Budget series is Dear Basketball with Kobe Bryant. It was really moving, unbelievably animated, and everyone should really, really watch this documentary.
I'm going to have to disagree, Claire. I do have Dear Basketball on my list, but it was my third choice. For me, my first choice was The Death of Kevin Carter. It just left me leaving that film, watching it and wanting more, and just so interested in that story that I actually picked up my phone, looked up more information about him. So for me, I have to go number 1 with Death of Kevin Carter.
Okay, so Molly, you're supposed to go 3-2-1, you know.
Oh, sorry. My number 2 then would be The Life Exotic.
Yeah.
Life Exotic. Okay, well that was handy because we only had 3. So just for our listeners and our watchers, we have come up with a system where we give 10 points to the top film, 7 points to the second, and 5 to the third. So it all comes down to me now. So my third film is Dear Basketball. There. My second film is the Life Exotic, and my first film is The Death of Kevin Carter.
Ooh.
So that means that The Death of Kevin Carter is the No Budget Best Documentary of 2020. No.
Add fake applause here. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Cathal, next up, what do we have?
So the next category is Best Animated Short. Right, so I have to check my list here. So I have to look over. Haven't got it top of my head here. All right, so in third place, I have Lost and Found. In second place, I have Rejected. And in first place, I have Negative Space.
Bit different for me on that one. So I went in first place, Rebooted.
You're supposed to go third place. 3-2-1, Milo. Get with the program.
Yeah.
All right.
You have to build up the suspense, yeah.
Yeah.
No suspense there.
Yeah.
In third place, are you suspended, anxiously waiting to hear what my third place choice is?
Yeah.
My third place choice is Rejected.
Okay.
My second place choice is Lost and Found. And my first place choice is Rebooted.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so my third place choice is Rebooted. My second place choice is Negative Space. And my first choice, and the most beautifully animated documentary that actually brought tears to my eyes, is Lost and Found.
So let's recap then. I gave Lost and Found my third one. Did you give it a vote, Milo?
I gave it my second one.
So that's 5 and 7 is 12.
So that's
17.
22.
22, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think any other films got more than 22 points.
Yeah, because I was the only one that picked Rebooted. We
I
also
picked Rebooted too, didn't you?
I picked as number 3.
Rebooted,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're number
That's
3.
15. I didn't pick it.
You didn't pick it. Rejected.
Claire didn't pick Rejected.
No.
You did. But so
Negative Space. Anybody else have Negative Space?
Number 2 is Negative Space.
You didn't have it, Marlon.
No.
So that
So
is Lost and Found.
Lost and Found is the winner.
Hey,
Yay,
Congratulations.
that's
Lost
my
and
choice as well.
Found. It is an adorable film, and
Oh.
totally okay with that one winning.
I'm a little bit surprised, but it's no, I have no problem with it. It's a lovely film. Yeah,
No.
well deserved. So on to you, Milo, now.
Next on our list is Best Costume / Art. So we kind of combine these together. Best Costume and Art Department. So the picks for Best Costume and Art of mine are, my third place choice is Lost and Found. I'm putting that in that category. I know it's an
Okay.
animated short, but you know they're knitted.
Mhm.
My second place choice is Greener Grass, and my number one choice is Next Floor.
Okay, Claire.
Okay. So my third place choice is Lazy Susan. My second place choice is Greener Grass. And my first place choice is Next Floor as well.
All right. This is either going to make things very easy or throw a spanner in the works. So my third place choice was Alternative Math. My second place choice was Greener Grass, and my first place choice was Next Floor.
Your first place choice. Wow.
Next Floor, yeah.
Wow. So
Well, it
we
wasn't
all
unbelievable.
loved
We all picked Next Floor, yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was unbelievable to look at, and the costumes and detail in Next Floor
Yeah,
was
yeah.
another level, really, wasn't it?
It was another level.
Another level.
Uh,
I didn't mean that pun.
so
Love the subconscious pun.
it was literally, yeah. I mean,
It was another level. Yeah.
yeah, it was amazing. Like it was kind of a no-brainer, really. That one. And so
So
Totally.
is it best editing next?
Best editing.
best
Yes.
editing, yeah.
So for best editing, number 3 is Atlantics. Number 2 is Lazy Susan. And my number 1 choice for best editing is Next Floor.
All right, okay.
Wow. I like that choice for your number 2 one. Like, I didn't pick it, but I do like that choice for it.
Yeah.
So for me,
Oh, wait, it's my turn.
was it your turn? Sorry.
Your
Colin.
turn. So in third place, I have Lost in Smoke.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was edited
Okay.
quite well, actually. Yeah. Second place, I have Spider.
Oh yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
And in first place, I have Lazy Susan.
Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
So you had to vote for Lady Susan as well, Claire, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
you
she
didn't.
did second, right? So that's Lazy Susan is 17 now. So
Okay.
it depends what you do.
Yeah. I like that choice for Spider actually because I also considered that one for my list, but in the end I didn't go with it. So for best editing, my third place choice, I went Parasite.
Oh, okay.
My second place choice was Rebooted. I just love the mix of live and animation. My number one choice, Next Floor.
Interesting.
That's 2 votes for Next Floor. Yeah.
So what did you have Next Floor, Claire? Number 3?
Number 1 as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
you went Next
20
Floor
for
number
Next
1 for
Floor.
best editing.
Yeah.
So that's Next Floor then. That's the winner.
It was so tight, the editing, like it was, and the cutaways and the long shots, it made it. It made it.
Totally, exactly. That wouldn't have worked if it weren't for Gray Ed.
All right.
There it is, folks. Next Floor,
We want to double.
our number one pick for best editing.
By the way, I'm just letting you know, I didn't consider any feature films for any of the other awards apart from the best.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, it's whatever categories. I kind of figured everything for everything.
All right.
Same here,
Except for documentary or animated short, but
Okay. Yeah.
All right. That's okay.
Your turn now, and you're on to Cinematography.
I thought it was your turn. I thought you were after Claire. and then me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you're right. So now we're on to best cinematography.
Cinematography.
So in number 3, I have Fauve, and it's Oliver Gossett is the guy. Number 2, I have Next Floor again, Nicholas Baldock, and my number 1 choice for cinematography is Brotherhood, Vincent Gonneville.
Yeah, good choice. So is me next then?
Yeah. Yeah.
2 of your choices were on my list at one point in time, but ended up not on the list. So I'm going to go number 5.
Number 3. Okay, number 5.
Number 3, sorry. My number 5 pointer. Number 3. For cinematography, I'm going to go Lazy Susan. I really love the way it was filmed.
Oh, yeah. Good one, yeah.
Number 2, I'm going Parasite again. I know I picked this already once, but cinematographically, I thought it was really well shot. I still remember that scene of them walking down from the house in the rain.
Yeah.
And my number 1 choice, which I think I'm probably the only one that picked this one because I remember our reviews from it, The Neighbor's Window.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought it was really a lovely film visually to look at.
So we have 3 totally different films. So it really it's on you out there.
Yeah, it's
Can I have any tiebreakers here, Claire?
Yeah, I know. So for me, best cinematography in number 3 was Atlantics.
Right.
I thought there was some amazing cinematography in that. Like it really, really blew me away. For number 2, Greener Grass, because it was the look of it was really phenomenal, and I was so impressed with it. And number 1, I'm going to go Next Floor again. Because the cinematography in that was phenomenal. You know, it was really, really like another level. Excuse the pun again, but it was really blew me away. So.
That means Next Door was the winner because that was the only film that 2 people picked.
You picked Next Floor as well?
I had it at number 2.
At number 2? Oh,
really?
So there you go.
God, it's like a runaway winner here, isn't it?
Oh my God. The Next Floor Awards.
Who knew? Like, good choice to Jules for introducing us to that film.
There you go.
All right. Next, after Best Cinematography, we have Best Screenplay. And my choices for Best Screenplay are, for my number 3, I went Atlantics. For my number 2, I went Outside In. And for number 1, I went, oh, sorry, this is not my choice for Best Screenplay. Sorry, guys. Now you know what my choices are for something else, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. For Best Screenplay, my choices are number 5. This is going to be a controversial one. Number 3 this is going to be a controversial one. You'd think I'd been drinking, but I hadn't.
Okay, go on.
Number 3 is Palm Springs. I know it's not all that original of a screenplay, but I just liked the way they did it. Number 2 on my list, Peanut Butter Falcon. Once again, not super original, but just really liked it. And number 1, Cuties.
Oh, wow.
Controversial film, Cuties.
Okay.
Interesting. I just realized this too. All my choices were feature films, not short films.
I noticed that.
And I just, Anyway, that's my choices. I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
So it is me next. Okay, so for me, best screenplay in number 3, Peanut Butter Falcon. Again, it wasn't extremely original, but extremely well written. And number 2, Palm Springs. I thought it was for a comedy, it was sharp, extremely sharp and really witty, which is really hard to write, And number 1, Outside In. There was some beautiful writing in this film. It really, really blew me away and left a massive emotional impact. So now they're my 3 for best screenplay.
Well, none of my films are going to make any difference because as I said, I went for all shorts. But I went for Brotherhood. This is Mariam Joubert. Number 2 was Greener Grass, and number 1 was The Bad Vanna. So they were all shorts. So
So
You
it's a tie
both.
between Palm Springs and Peanut Butter Falcon.
So I've got the casting vote then, according to
Okay.
the rules.
Mhm.
And I will pick Palm Springs. Yeah, because I actually love that film. And it's good for a comedy to win. Mm,
Yep, I like that too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
I
let
agree with that as
let's
well.
let some good comedic writing win.
Yeah.
And I'm
really
glad
fair.
the you know our rules kind of we had them in backup and they came into force.
It's like Strictly Come Dancing or something. They always have
Yeah,
the other judge. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm. Okay, Claire.
Okay, so next, are we going on to Best Director?
yeah.
I think. So for Best Director, number 3 is Peanut Butter Falcon. It's Tyler Nielsen and Michael Schwartz. Number 2 for Best Director, Brotherhood, Mariam Joubert. And number 1 for Best Director for me is Atlantics, Matty Diop. So they're my
Okay.
3 choices.
All right. So for me, number 3 is Andrea Arnold for Wasp. Number 2 is Mariam Joubert for Brotherhood. And number 1 was Jeremy Conte for Fauve.
Mm. All right. Well, I think I know which one's going to win, and I'll tell you why. My number 3 choice is Atlantics, so I know that's got a couple votes.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2 choice is Outside In, Lynn Shelton, lover. And my number 1 choice is Fauve, Jeremy Comte.
All right, cool. So,
Fauve it is. Mm-hmm.
Jeremy
Well
Fauve.
deserved. You beautiful film. Beautiful.
Mm. Alrighty. So now we're on to me, isn't it now? Yeah. Best supporting female actor. So in third place, I have Clara Hute in Regard. In second place, I have Jodie Mitchell in Wasp, who was the daughter. And in first place, I have Danielle MacDonald for Skin.
Interesting.
Good
Okay.
choices. Yeah.
Mm.
Interestingly, I at one point had the daughter from Wasp on my list as well, but I ended up dropping her. So unfortunately, she's not on my list. Is it my turn though? Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So I went. My third choice is Medina El Ade Azuni from Cuties. She was the one with glasses. My second place choice was Kate Winslet from Contagion. I know it was, it came out a few years ago, feature film, but I really like Kate Winslet's performance and everything, and I thought she was good in that. My number 1 choice was Caitlin Dever in Outside In, the daughter from Outside In.
Okay, interesting.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So for me, best supporting female actress, in number 3, Danielle MacDonald from Skin. She's a mother in Skin, brilliant performance. Number 2 is Christine Milioti from Palm Springs, a brilliant comedic performance from her. And number 1 is Caitlin Dever from Outside In.
Ooh, Caitlin Dever it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Really terrific performance.
Yeah. Number 1 on 2 ratings. Yeah, exactly. She was so brilliant.
What did you give? You gave her number 1, did you, Milo?
Number 1, yeah.
Okay.
Number 1 as well. So.
All right. Interesting.
Points for Caitlin.
I feel as if I'm left out here because I totally didn't pick any feature films out. You know? Yeah.
Sorry. So I kind of mixed them up. You know what I mean? I kind of like you did in Milo. You know, I just went for whatever stood out to me.
Yeah.
It's much easier to stand out in a feature because you have so much more time on screen.
Yeah. There were some good best supporting female ones. I think you had good choices too, but yeah.
All right. So it's you, Milo, now.
Me? Okay. So I will be doing best supporting male actor. And our choices for my choice for best supporting male actor are Drum roll. Nash Edgerton in Spider. You could argue that he's maybe the lead in that, but I kind of pictured the female. So there you go.
Okay.
I put him under supporting. My second place choice was Elijah Wood in I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. And my first place choice was, I'm going to mispronounce the name so you guys can correct me, Rahardy Conroy from Six Shooter.
Rory.
Rory.
Conroy. Okay.
Is it Rahardy?
Rahardy.
Sorry, I know it's Irish. Rory.
Well, it's spelled, so
That's
for
his
anyone,
stage name, Rahardy.
yeah.
Rahardy. I
So
thought
for
you were,
people
is that
watching
like with
this,
Arabic,
yeah,
we pronounce it?
yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think
spelled,
what's
I was
that?
like, what film was that?
Yeah.
it's R, U with a little umlaut above it, umlau, sorry,
That's a fella.
Aidri is how this name is spelled. So
Yeah, it's a
in
really
my
tough name.
defense, it is not spelled any way towards
No.
Well,
Rory.
fair dues to you for going for it, even though you were going to mangle the name.
Yeah, exactly. You committed to it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
so it's,
You must have really liked the performance. Anyway,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really
off you
good.
go,
He's
Claire.
brilliant in it. Okay, I'm next, am I?
Mhm.
So, best supporting male for me, number 3, Traore. He's in Atlantics. He's the guy in Atlantics. Number 2 is Jackson Robert Scott from Skin. He's a little boy in Skin. And number 1 is Elijah Wood in that really long titled thing. I don't feel at home in the world anymore. So that's my top 3 choices.
So they were totally different to yours, Milo, right?
No,
No, I
Elijah
picked,
Wood.
I had Elijah for my second place choice.
Oh, okay. Well, once again, my choices are going to be relevant. I have for number 3, I have Ronald Pickup for Stealing Silver.
Yeah, good choice.
Number 2, I have Simon Yaritz for Die Bad Vanna.
For what?
Die Bad Vanna. You remember the bathtub? He was
Oh,
the
yeah,
Peter Vanna.
yeah.
he was the brother, like the middle one, I think, the dark-haired guy.
Yeah.
And number 1 was Malek Mechergi for Brotherhood. He was the son who came back in Brotherhood.
Good choice, yeah.
I
So
was
none
going
of
to
them
choose
are.
him as well, actually. He was brilliant. Like, he
Yeah.
really stood out to me as well.
But you
Yeah,
didn't
if
put him
we-
on your list, Claire.
I know, I
if
should
we-
have.
Too late.
you know what's funny is if we would have been doing a top 4, he would have been number 4 on my list as well.
Yeah, he really was phenomenal.
Mm.
So that means Elijah Wood. I mean, that's like giving Elijah Wood this top Hollywood actor, and not giving this guy the recognition. Anyway, we're bullies.
I guess there's a reason Elijah Wood is a top Hollywood actor.
I didn't like him. I hated him in that film.
I know you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it your turn, Call?
Okay. I think so. Yeah. So, is it? Yeah. Okay. Best.
Best female.
No, you started that. It's Claire's turn, isn't it?
Oh, so I think it's my turn, is it?
Yeah, it is Claire's turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I just did best
No.
supporting male, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll do-
So it's
Okay.
best female actor now, Claire.
So for the best female actor, my choice, number 3 is Melanie Linsky in I Don't Feel at Home in the World Anymore. Really terrific performance. Number 2 is Eddie Falco from Outside In. And number 1 is Masha Alafar from Umbra.
All
A
right.
really subtle, beautiful performance from this actress.
Very good.
Yep. All excellent choices.
So for me, number 3, I had Katie Wright Mead for Sometimes I Think About Dying. Number 2 was Natalie Press from Wasp. And number 1 is Rhea Gray from The Robbery.
Yep, all good choices. You know, what's interesting, I think the best female lead category was the hardest decision because there were so many really strong performances. I, however, went with number 3 on my list is Fathia Yusuf from Cuties. She was the lead in Cuties. Number 2 on my list is Melanie Linsky. I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. So There's one. However, number one on my list is Ray Gray from The Robbery.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yes, I think that's getting our number one choice there. I didn't much care for the film as an overall, but her performance in that film was just
Yeah, it was.
Actually, that little girl from Cuties was phenomenal. I know the film was very controversial, but her performance really, she's really amazing little actress. You know, so hopefully she'll go on and continue acting.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I'm glad I know the short actor kind of there now. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great performance. Okay, so is it me again? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
So we're on best
male.
Best male actor. So in third place, I have Mohammed Goraya from Brotherhood. So he was the father in Brotherhood. And number two was Rainer Voss from the Bad Vanna. So he was the elder brother in that. And number one, I have Vin Diesel from Multifacial. I didn't want to put him in then, but I tell you,
it was well deserved, though. It was
yeah.
Brilliant performance. Yeah.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so number three on my list, I went Song Kang-ho from Parasite. He was the dad. I also went same as you for Brotherhood Call as my number two. My number one, however, is Zach Gottskagin from Peanut Butter Falcon.
Okay, this is interesting now. So for me, the best male actors, number three, Mohammed Graya from Brotherhood.
Okay.
Number two, Felix Grenier from Fav. He's a lead actor in Fav, one of the little boys. And number one is Zach Gottsagen from Peanut Butter Falcon. He was amazing. And his story about how he got into film really, really impressed me as well. And it's just, he's such a beautiful actor and it's a beautiful film.
So wait a minute now, you gave him 10.
I gotta total this up, yeah.
Yeah, because we have 3 for the other guy from Brotherhood, don't we?
Yeah, so your vote was his number, you were number two with him, Cathal? Or
I was number 3.
He was so that's 5. He was my number 2, and what was he for you, Claire? Your number 2 or number 3?
Mohammed, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3, number 3.
Of 10 and 7 is 19. Oh, he lost by
17,
1.
so close.
Oh,
So
no.
that's 20 points for
one.
Zach and 17 for Mohammed.
Oh.
I actually, at the last minute, I swapped 2 and 3.
Oh,
God.
That would have been enough to put him over the edge.
And I was debating number 2 and 3. I was going to put Mohammed into number 2.
Same, exactly. At the last minute, I swapped,
I know, I switched as well.
Oh, no.
But no, Zach again.
Drama.
Really Sorry, I know it's a feature. But it was his debut acting role, so it's really kudos for that as well.
Absolutely agreed. Debut performance carried that film so well. Absolutely brilliant and well deserved.
All right. Yeah, it was.
Hey, our last one. Who's doing our last one?
It's not our last one, no.
Oh, no, 2 more. Okay, sorry.
Is it me? I think it's you in best feature now.
Best short. We're doing best short or best feature next?
I think best feature and then
best short.
Best short, yeah.
Okay. So next on our list, our last 2 categories is best feature film.
No, I did pick a feature for this. So
good. Feature made something. So number 3 on my list, I went Cuties. Controversial, and controversy, I think, gets it on the list. Number 2 on my list, I went Palm Springs. I know it's a comedy. Comedies don't win a lot of awards, but just really love that film. Number 1, Peanut Butter Falcon for best feature film.
Hey, good choices. So for me, best feature, number 3, Palm Springs. Number 2, Peanut Butter Falcon. And number 1, Parasite. I remember seeing it in the cinema, and it really, it's no wonder it won the Oscar. You know, it was really blew me away.
Yep.
Drum roll. Number 3, I have Cuties. Number 2, I have Parasite. And number 1 is Palm Springs.
Palm Springs comedy.
I was going to say La La Land. No.
Well,
That's
okay.
a reference. So that's Palm Springs then, isn't it?
That's Palm Springs, because that
well
would be
deserved.
17 points for Cuties and 22 points for Palm Springs.
Right.
So unlike the Oscars, we think a comedy can be a brilliant film and
Exactly.
deserve an award.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was your choice, wasn't it, Milo? Palm Springs. I never heard of Palm Springs,
Was, yeah.
like the film. And then it was so brilliant. Like, I'd highly recommend anyone to watch this film. It's hilarious. And yeah, it's brilliant. So well deserved.
So it's your turn now. So you're the final award to you. Best short film.
Okay, so best short film. Here, sorry. So many categories looking at. So best short film, number 3, Umbra. Number 2, Bob. And number 1, the best short film I've seen over all the short films for the last year that we've watched is Brotherhood.
Oh wow. Wow.
Phenomenal film. Absolutely phenomenal.
I feel guilty now because I picked it and I don't have it on my list. Spoiler alert. Number 3, I have Wasp. Number 2, I have Greener Grass. And then the number 1 film for me was Fauve.
I think I know what our winner is going to be here then, and I'll tell you why. Number 3 on my list is The Neighbor's Window. Once again, just thought it was a really lovely film. Number 2 was Greener Grass. So that's another set of points for Greener Grass. However, my number 1 choice is Fauve.
Okay.
Which I think is going to put Fauve in the winning circle.
Your winner.
So 25 points for Fauve and 21 for Greener Grass. Yeah.
And it was funny because Fauve, it was one of our friends brought it to the attention of me, and I told you about it. I think it blew us all away, didn't it? When we sat down to watch it, it was head and shoulders above a lot of the other films we watched. It was phenomenal, and the performance by the 2 young kids really, really blew me away. And it's available to watch free online as well, on YouTube, so anyone can watch it out there.
I probably would have put Brotherhood in there, but I wanted to put in a comedy, so I had to make a hard decision. But I gave Brotherhood like nominations in other categories, so sorry. There we are. So Fauve is the best short film. The no budget.
So no budget choice for the best short film, Bob, and Brotherhood. We'll give Brotherhood a mention as well because it was really phenomenal.
Honorary mention. I mean, that's the thing. We watched a lot of really good films this last year. I mean,
it was amazing. It was because we started this journey back in January with this thing called Zoom, which I didn't hear about back then. It was only because Milo brought it to our attention, because Milo moved to London and we're in Dublin, and it's a bit odd at first doing it online like this. But then when the pandemic happened and lockdown, Zoom exploded and everyone was using it, and it was so weird to discover it early. So it was a great head start, and it was so lovely to watch all these films and go into and see films I'd never heard of, that had won awards like short films at film festivals, but to actually sit down and watch them and being recommended them and seeing what's out there it's really opened my eyes and made me think perhaps I should really go searching for these things, rather than watching the main blockbusters in cinema or very well-known marketed films. We should really go out there and search for really brilliant short films and independent features.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd say the majority of everything we watched is freely available online, and so that people can just go out in there and see such brilliant films is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, there is a whole universe of short films out there, and 99.99% of people will never see them.
They don't, unless they go to film festivals, but most people at film festivals are usually filmmakers themselves, And I know my non-filmmaker friends don't really go to film festivals, and they miss out so much. And then they're not available, well, in an RTE until 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, they don't put them on really. But there is this whole world out there of amazing storytelling, and even when you look in behind the filmmakers' stories and you see what they went through to make these films, it opens your eyes, and it's really inspiring. Really, it is.
Do we have a list? We have a final list of awards there, Marla. Did you make them out now?
So next floor kind of sweeped our
Yeah.
the no budget awards show this year.
But it was so
Three
cleverly
wins.
done. Yeah, it was really. And thanks to Jules, you know, our guest on the show, who kind of brought that to our attention. It was yeah, really brilliant short.
So do you want to do the sign off then, so we can?
Yep. Well, there you have it, no budget audience. That is the No Budget Awards show for 2020. It was an amazing year for everybody. I'm sure we're all just so sad to see it go, but unfortunately it is. And we are looking forward to 2021, where we will be back discussing and reviewing some brilliant films. So as always, if you're not subscribed, subscribed. If you're not following us on the podcast, whatever podcast player you're on, subscribe there as well. Follow us on social media at No Budget Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to find out what we're watching. And with that, we will say, see you next time. Happy
Bye.
Bye.